What's the deal with CO2? For years we've been bombarded by messages telling us that CO2 is evil. Ignore carbon monoxide, move over sulphur dioxide. CO2 is the real villain of our age. Yes, that thing you unwittingly create by breathing, which plants use to respirate, that's the problem. We've been indoctrinated to think that CO2 is the single greatest threat to the world. Countries are currently competing for virtue, claiming that they can slash CO2 production quickest, or be the first to hit net zero. Yet I'm hopeful that some cognitive dissonance should now be creeping into the public zeitgeist. Due to recent rises in gas prices, a company which takes natural gas and turns it into ammonia and CO2 has found it can no longer financially viable to carry out production, which means the country is facing a shortfall in our supply of CO2. Does this mean we're going to save the world? That we can limit the rise in temperature? The actual effects of our CO2 shortage means that we don't have the CO2 we'd normally use in abattoirs to humanely kill animals. Will this be a boom for halal meat providers? Other companies within food production are suffering as they use CO2 as a part of production or to help their products stay fresher for longer. If a slight shortfall in the amount of CO2 is threatening to shut down our food chain, then how can we ever possibly hit net zero? But then again, our friends at the World Economic Forum have been telling us for some time that eating meat is over, as have the legacy media. Everybody must have seen, heard, or read stories about how our future is eating bugs or printed meat for the good of the planet. We have been asked to make this change. We are being coerced to do this. But if the price of CO2 is due to rise 500%, a figure given by government, then we are about to see how people's eating habits can be altered by market forces. Ultimately, they don't need to convince you not to eat meat. Just make it unaffordable.
Everything woke turns to shit, okay?